So there are a couple things about this LeBron James situation that are fascinating to me. First of all, the idea that LeBron wants to go to a contender, right? That sounds great. That sounds reasonable. But do we really believe that LeBron thinks him and Luka with a summer to work around isn't good enough to get it done? What better situation is he going to go to? That brings up the obvious Cleveland, right? If he can go to Cleveland, end out his career, storybook ending, we don't get to see LeBron in another jersey like we see with all these other all-time greats. It will be a perfect storybook ending. So one, is that the actual plan? Two, can that somehow be done without giving up Evan Mobley or Darius Garland or obviously Donovan Mitchell? Is that something that can happen around a Jared Allen trade? Are the Lakers going to be fine with trading Luka or trading LeBron for a Jared Allen? I don't really know. And if you guys remember, as soon as Luka got traded to LA, the next question was, is LeBron about to get traded? We were all asking that question for a couple hours before reports came out that, it's not going to be that type of situation, but we were all looking at the Warriors. But now looking back, well, even at the time, it seemed like it would have been the smart thing to do to trade LeBron. I know it sounds crazy, but they could have really set themselves up for the future, right? They could have got multiple first-round picks. They could have got either Pods or Kuminga, got a 3-and-D wing and Wiggins. They could have really built out their team around Luka with a simple one LeBron trade. But we all knew that really wasn't going to happen because we kind of thought LeBron was going to ride it out here in LA, retire. However that happens, that happens. But now he's saying he wants to go to a contender, which again, the Lakers should be a contender. And if this is not about trying to get to Cleveland, well, who is it? Who's the team? Right? So that's one angle. The other angle is, are the Lakers maybe saying, we want to move forward? We feel like we can actually build a contender around Luka without you, and trading you might help us be an actual contender. I'm not saying I subscribe to that thinking, but I can see the idea of it. Sounds crazy, but I could see someone saying, you know what, we got Luka, we don't need another ball-dominant player like LeBron. Give me Jared Allen, give me DeAndre Hunter, give me a first-round pick. I wouldn't do that, but I could see it, I guess, if I squint hard enough. So maybe that's another angle. Maybe the Lakers are the ones that aren't interested in continuing this relationship because putting LeBron next to Luka isn't the ideal way to build a team around Luka, but it can work. Obviously, we've seen it can work. But maybe they're like, you know what, let's just go all in right now into figuring out what Luka needs. I could see that being a real possibility. So I don't know what the angle is. The other angle is maybe LeBron is trying to, do typical LeBron things. He's trying to put pressure on the front office. Go make a trade, make something happen. Maybe you got to trade Austin Reeves. There was just a report that he declined a $90 million extension. I believe it was 4 years, $90 million. Of course, he's going to decline that. You've seen what Nas Reed just got. Probably about to see Josh Giddey get a crazy bag that's less money than Jalen Green makes, right? So if I'm Austin Reeves, I'm declining that and waiting till next summer. But that's all the Lakers can offer him right now is that 4 years, $90 million. So maybe LeBron's saying, we got to trade him. We got to trade him, go get some more help. But we're no longer at that point in this relationship where the Lakers could look at LeBron and just say no. And maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe LeBron wants certain things and the Lakers are saying, no, you're not the guy anymore. And I don't know if this is somehow related. I don't know how it could possibly be related, but we keep seeing Utah just be part of deals, right? Where they just end up getting something for being part of a deal, for taking salary, whatever it is. But they just made a trade this morning, sending Colin Sexton and a second-round pick to Charlotte for Yusuf Nurkic. I think we all can look at that and say it makes absolutely no sense. So if it makes absolutely no sense, it's probably setting up for something else, something bigger. Now the question is it something for actually Utah to do something bigger, or is it for Utah to set up an opportunity to be a part of another big deal? Sorry, that was complicated the way I worded that, but you guys get what I'm saying. Is there another big, massive deal about to happen and Utah is going to be a facilitator in that deal? I don't know how that would involve the Lakers, but Utah weren't they a part of the Westbrook deal? And I'm pretty sure there was a couple other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head, but they've gotten some assets by simply being a facilitator in these deals. And I think we're about to see them make a similar move. I don't know what that move's going to be. I don't see them, making a big move to acquire somebody. I don't really see Utah in that mode. So What's going on there? Probably not related to the Lakers, but I just felt like I should bring it up because that was very strange, that trade. So something else is coming there. And whenever we have these discussions, and especially about LeBron, we have to bring up the idea of the New York Knicks. It could happen. It could be something like OG Anunoby and Josh Hart, or OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson. That's very close to making the money work. You know, some rejiggering in there, but that could be the baseline of a deal. If I'm the Lakers, though, getting OG back on that deal is not, I don't want to say it's not an asset. I don't want to be disrespectful to OG, but I'm not sure I want to be paying OG $48 million in 2028. At the same time, the cap is going to keep going up. So maybe that number doesn't look that bad. So maybe there is something there. Maybe OG, Josh Hart, first round pick for LeBron. And, you know, actually, yeah, because LeBron kind of kills that Josh Hart offensive role. You know, don't really need the Josh Hart handling the ball as much with LeBron there. And the idea of LeBron, Cat, Brunson, Mikal, and if we were able to keep Mitchell Robinson, that would be maybe the best team in the NBA. Just being real, maybe the best team in the NBA. Well, not going to disrespect OKC. Maybe the second best team in the NBA. And if I'm the Knicks and I can get LeBron James for OG, Josh Hart, and a couple first-round picks, I'm doing that. Now, I don't know how many picks they have because they gave up all of them for Mikal Bridges. But if I could do that, keep Mikal, keep Cat, keep Brunson with LeBron and Mitchell Robinson, I'm doing that in a second, not thinking about it. But other than New York and Cleveland, almost any team you bring up surrounding LeBron is going to sound like a reach because you can't really see LeBron finishing out his career in these random places. And it's hard to find teams that are going to be better than a team with LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves and whatever else they do this summer, right? It's not like this is the finished team. So again, maybe he's trying to push the Lakers to go all in. But I have a bit of a reach here. Like, it's a very strong reach, so just follow me a little bit, follow me. But the Phoenix Suns, they traded for Mark Williams, they drafted Malawach, they drafted Rasheer Fleming, who is a forward / center, gonna be undersized for center, right? But what are they doing there? What if they're setting up, again, it's a reach, what if they're about to trade Bradley Beal for LeBron? Why would the Lakers do it? Well, what if they can get their starting center of the future? Maybe it's a Malawach, Bradley Beal, whatever, future first for LeBron. Why would LeBron want to go to Phoenix? I don't know, but I could see Devin Booker, Jalen Green, LeBron, Mark Williams, Ryan Dunn. I'm just trying to find out who are these teams LeBron's talking about. I could see that. I like that. I don't know if I like it more than having Luka. And if you're going to say, why would the Lakers do that deal? I feel like you also have to say, why would they trade LeBron for a Jared Allen? Not that Malawach is going to be better than Jared Allen, but the Lakers might think he is, right? And this is not a 1 year, 2 year run for the Lakers coming up. They might think they can get their starting center of the next 10 years. I'm just, spitballing. I don't know what's going on here. Do I think that's going to happen? No, but I also don't think LeBron is going to be traded. And if he's going to be traded, I think Cleveland's the number one option. I think New York is the second option. And then anyone else would be shocking. Anyone else would be shocking. But the Phoenix Suns, I do like that idea. Still close to home, I guess. LA's home now for LeBron. And the idea, I already broke down. I didn't mention Dylan Brooks in that, but I think that team would be very good. I think LeBron and Devin Booker is a much better fit than KD and Devin Booker. If anybody could unlock Jalen Green to be a more efficient player, it would be LeBron. I really like that idea. They still have Grayson Allen on the team they could trade to go get another center. They got a lot of moves they could possibly make if that were to happen, but obviously I don't think that's going to happen. I think LeBron's going to remain a Laker, but what do you guys think? What do you guys think is going on here? And if LeBron James were to get traded, where would you like to see him go? I think the best team would obviously be New York. But the idea of him in Phoenix, I really like that idea. I could have just brought up the Philadelphia 76ers as a possibility. Maybe there's something around VJ Edgecombe and Paul George. Why would Philly do that? They shouldn't do that. What other team, like any other team, it's like I can't see LeBron choosing to finish out his career in that jersey. LeBron's going to retire as a Piston? No, I could see the Pistons putting together a very good offer, but LeBron is not finishing out his career in a Pistons jersey. I don't see him going to this random team. I don't know why Phoenix doesn't feel as random, maybe because we just seen Chris Paul and KD go there, but that would also be very random. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please like, comment, subscribe. On the road to 10,000 subscribers, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.